Someone recently asked me about sparring, boxing sparring, and he asked me if it's dangerous and if it's more dangerous than the actual fight itself. And that's a very good question, guys. And that's what led me to make this video. Is sparring more dangerous than the fight itself? It can be, and in most instances it is. I'm talking, my opinion is not official, but I'm talking about my opinion based on 15 years of intensive sparring at the highest level against world-class boxers. So I'm not just giving my opinion from watching boxing fights on television. Okay, listen guys, there was a time in my life when I sparred a lot. I worked as a sparring partner for the champions. I worked as a sparring partner because they took away my license. My boxing license was taken away. They said if you got asthma you can't box and blah blah blah, this and that. That's the British boxing model of control. So I sparred in Denmark, in Germany, in Canada. I sparred mostly in Germany and Denmark. In Denmark I sparred against Michael Kessler, who's a former world champion. I sparred against Thomas Damgaard. I think he was Denmark if I remember correctly. I sparred against Rudy Markussen, also a former cruiserweight European champion. In Germany I sparred against Marcus Bayer and some other boxers, you know what. So I've been around the block. And my experience of sparring in those countries, those boxers spar a lot of rounds, loads and loads of rounds every day for 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks up to the fight. Leading up to the fight, they do all gym work. Yes, they do gym work and punch bags and pads and technique, but the last half of their training program, I would say the last 4 to 6 weeks of their training program, they would focus on sparring. They do a lot of sparring. We would spar Monday to Friday. Sometimes we'd rest the Wednesday and we spar again Thursday and Friday. Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, spar Friday, Thursday and Friday. And the weekend you have off. And the next week I'll be there for 2 weeks, sparring for 2 weeks. And me personally, preparing for a fight, I've had over 30 professional fights. I've had close to 80 amateur fights. As a professional boxer preparing for a fight, there was a time in my career when I sparred a lot. It was a South African trainer, Nick Durant. He was a very good trainer. And we did a lot of sparring there, a lot of hard sparring. There was one particular sparring partner. His name was Joseph Makaring. He's a former welterweight South African champion. He was an opponent of mine when I was amateur. I beat him in the semi-finals of the national championships. I beat him on points. And 4 years later we would meet up again. But then this Joseph guy was a monster. He was tall. I mean, when I beat him as an amateur, he was already about 22, 23 years old. I was 17. So 3-4 years later, we joined up in the professional ranks with this guy, Nick Durant, the trainer. And Joseph Makaring, Joseph was a beast. He was built like one of those Ethiopian marathon runners, tall, lean, muscular. He had no fat on his body. And we ran every morning. Every morning, all the boxers ran together. And Joseph he would always come first or second. He was very, very strong and fit. And I remember sparring many rounds with him, many nights. And some of those sparrings were hard. You know what? It was hard. It was either swim or drown against Joseph Makaring. That's what it was like. I sparred against Sugarboy Malinga, the great former WBC world champion. That was, for me, it wasn't so hard. Maybe because Malinga was more experienced, and maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying he held back, but for me it wasn't hard. It was maybe a clash of styles. Myself and Makaring. Joseph kept coming forward with those long arms, kept coming forward, uppercuts, hooks, straight shots. Fuck, it was hard. You know what? Me personally, I would not advise any boxer to spar that hard. If you spar hard, it should be once or twice a week, in my opinion. Like I said, everybody's got their own opinion. I know boxing fans, I know you guys, everybody's got an opinion, but it's fine. You can have an opinion. But in my opinion, I would say spar light. If I was to train somebody, I would say, listen, we're not going to spar, we're not going to kill each other. We're going to kill each other once a week maybe. You know, we're going to go hard once a week. But you can't go hard every day, every single day. And that's the type of sparring I was doing in my career. And when I went to Denmark against Mikael Kessler, we sparred hard. He didn't hold back and I didn't hold back. It was not one guy bashing the other guy up. It was an even spar. It was a good spar, good. You know what? The same with Marcus Bayer in Germany. But Marcus Bayer was a very, very clever boxer, very, very clever technically. But I handled him all right. I didn't have any problems with him. But you know, those guys, they spar every day and every week for 4 to 5 weeks. Have maybe one rest day in between. So you know what, guys? Let's get back to the question. Is sparring dangerous for you? Yes, of course it is. You're getting punched against the head. And that head guard means nothing. In my opinion, my honest opinion, that head guard is only there to protect you from getting cuts around your eyes. That's all. And Carl Froch used to spar with a head guard with a big helmet there in front to protect his nose. And that's fine. That's his choice. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's his choice. The head guard will not prevent you from getting knocked out, because I've seen many boxers get knocked out in sparring. So in my opinion, guys, you know what? If you spar easy, like not easy, but like this, easy as in speed. Speed. You know, but not hard. Don't go hard. Don't kill your opponent. And I must just say that I have to apologize to all my sparring partners, especially in England. Whenever I've sparred, I went hard. I don't know why. It's the way I've been taught since I was a young boy, since I was a young professional boxer. It's the only way I know, guys. I'm sorry. I've asked your forgiveness. I know there are many guys who I sparred with, and then we got to dislike each other because of their sparring. But it's wrong. It's wrong. I don't dislike anybody. I don't hate anybody. I thought I had to look after myself. And boxing is a very, very tough sport, guys. You know what? I didn't mean anything by going hard in sparring. It's just the way it is. So, but my advice, if you're watching this, don't go hard in sparring. If you want to go hard once a week. Speak to your coach. Even before the sparring session, talk to your sparring partner. I never spoke to my sparring partner before the fight, before the sparring session. I thought this guy was against me. I thought he was the enemy. Meantime, it was the promoter who was the enemy. And the matchmaker. Those guys are the enemies. You know what? Your sparring partner is your mate. He's there for you, to help you. Talk to him before the fight. And discuss with him. We're not going to kill each other. We're going to go a little bit hard, but not too hard. But we're going to work on technique and speed and defense. All that stuff, guys. That's my opinion. Your opinion might be different. And if it's different, let me know, please, guys. Because I've seen too many boxers that they are not able to speak properly. They can't put a conversation together properly because they've taken too many punches in their career, and in the fight, and as well as in the sparring, because they sparred many rounds, week in, week out, day in, day. Why? Doesn't make sense. The most well-known boxer not to spar that often was Joe Calzaghe. Now he did spar. I know for a fact he did spar, but he didn't overdo it like other boxers. But you know what? We are all different. But in my opinion, guys, that's my opinion. Too much sparring can be harmful. So control your sparring. Talk to your trainer. Must always be in charge, and he must instruct both boxers to not go hard. Because, like I said, I've got involved in many fights with sparring partners who think I hate them and I want to kill them and they want to kill me. It's crazy. It's bad. It's bad, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. Cheers.